Like most other people, I was pretty nervous the first time I considered going to a clothing optional place. The only place in Louisiana that's clothing optional, the only park we have, so to speak, is Indian Hills Nudist Park in Slidell, Louisiana. And I decided to go when I don't remember how old I was. It was 2017, February 2017. I finally made the decision to go. Something is in my eye, ruining the story. Okay, quality content, extra quality. Anyway, so I got in my car and I'm listening to a school lecture as I'm driving to distract myself because I was super nervous. Now, I had gotten into naturism intellectually and privately as an individual back in 2012. I studied the Bible. You guys might know some of that story. I studied the Bible, found that the rules that I expected about modesty weren't there. So I expanded from there and studied it outside of the Bible, scientifically, anthropologically. A tree just fell down. Anyhow, anthropologically, scientifically, medically, all the things. And so finally, I decided if this is so healthy, then I need to find a way in. So I started reading naturist content and looking at naturist videos, et cetera, and I found that contrary to what the Christians around me have been saying, it was actually doable. This wasn't a lust fest. This was actually perfectly doable. So in 2017, I decided to go. And I arrived and I went inside and they gave me a tour. I remember the whole pool area was empty and I was grateful because I was so nervous. But there was one guy in the hot tub. Obviously, he wasn't wearing a swimsuit. And he said hello, good morning, all the things. And we finished the tour, and the lady asked me if I wanted to pay for the day fee, and I said yes. So I got in. They gave me a wristband, I think, to show everyone else that I was a first timer, and I think that's a good policy. And I settled into the pool area with a stack of books to read because I was alone and didn't expect to really converse with anyone that day. And I had, I guess, a couple of conversations here and there. There was a table set up for some kind of fundraiser sale or something along those lines under the pavilion next to the pool, selling t-shirts and coffee mugs and things like that. I can't remember if the mugs is completely accurate, but the shirts were there. Now, I remember there was a woman there who was wearing shorts and she was topless. And that was a big shock to me. But not shocking that she would be there, but shocking that, I was actually having this conversation with a woman with no shirt on. Oh, but before I get to that, by the time I got my car pulled around to the side of the pool area after checking in and paying the day fee and everything, a few people had started to migrate into the pool area. Well, as I was preparing my things near the car, I kind of panicked a little bit, and I thought, well, I've only seen the one guy today, nude. I don't really know how and when and where I'm supposed to undress. Am I going to offend people? And then I thought, you're at a nudist park. You're the only one who cares. And I was. So I just went ahead and took my clothes off and threw them in the car and laid a towel down on the driver's seat, drove my car around to the side of the pool area, and no one ever batted an eye. But by the time I got around to the pool area, this is before the conversation with the shorts lady. By the time I got around to the side of the pool area, there were a few people migrating in. And I knew I had to shower before I got in the pool, and I knew I wanted to get into the pool, but I couldn't remember where the showers were. I was so nervous, I forgot the content of the tour. Part of the tour was learning where the showers were, and I forgot. So I had to find the first person I saw and ask where the showers were because I didn't want to go walking around every single building before I found the showers. So I come around the corner and I see a couple of men. And I'm like, okay, great, I can do this. And I finish coming around the corner and there's a woman with them. So there are 2 or 3 nude men and there's a nude woman. I come around the corner And I think to myself, okay, this is happening. First time I've ever like had a conversation with a naked woman. And so I just kind of asked the group, hey, I forgot where the showers are. Where are they? They all pointed and they said, oh, it's, just around the corner there. I said, great, thanks. And I left, to follow their directions. And I turned around and walked away. And I was on my way to the shower when I thought, huh, that actually wasn't a big deal. That wasn't as shocking or life-changing or, you know, mind challenging as I expected. It was actually kind of just simple. You walk up to a person, you ask person a question, person answers question, and then you go on with your day. Super simple. So I took my shower and I swam around in the pool. The pool is all shallow end, and if you know me personally, you know I love to swim, but I don't just love to swim. I don't swim laps. What I really like to do is go down to the bottom of the deep end with a snorkel mask and just chill. I love swimming down in deep water. My dream is eventually to free dive, but I don't have the money for that kind of trip, and I'm kind of scared of the ocean. But we'll see how it all turns out as I get older. So anyway, the morning goes on. I have the conversation with the shorts lady, and I'm sitting around reading my books. And more people start to show up at the pool area, and I'm just astounded that this is really happening, that it's real, that this exists, that I wasn't alone in the world. There were actually more people out there who preferred not to wear clothes. It was a great feeling, knowing that I wasn't alone. But somewhere in the middle of the morning, I'm sitting there reading Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. A lot of you will be familiar with that book. Great book. And I'm reading the book, and anyone who's read a book knows that as you're reading, if something happens behind the book and suddenly pops out from behind the book, it catches your eye, and then you go back to reading. Like if you're reading in your dining room and someone goes in the kitchen and opens the fridge, you might go, oh, okay, someone opened the fridge. And you go back to your book. Well, about this time of the day, this young couple arrives, a young man, young woman, and they get undressed and they go to the hot tub. And I'm sitting here reading my book. And I'm facing the pool area because the options were face the pool area or turn around toward nothing, like the woods. So either look antisocial or turn toward the pool area. And I did want to interact with some people, so I'm going to turn myself toward the group so that eventually, hopefully, I might. It doesn't make a lot of that in hindsight, but that was the idea, was that I'm going to face my chair toward the, kind of the circle of the pool area so that eventually I might, be able to talk to some other naturists. So I'm facing the pool area, and there's me, and then there's the pool, and then beyond that is the hot tub. They're all kind of lined up with my book. So I'm sitting there, and that young woman gets up out of the hot tub and starts walking. And as I see something pop up from behind my book, I look up, and there's this young woman, and she was in pretty good shape, very attractive young lady. And I remember looking up and going, oh, nothing's going on. And I looked back down at my book, and I kept reading the paragraph. But as I was looking at the book, my eyes got wide, and I thought, oh, that's not at all what I was led to expect by my Christian leaders growing up. I was taught that if I saw a woman's whole body, particularly an attractive woman's whole body, that I would I don't know, morally explode. Like my brain would just react automatically, like a set program, and I was just gonna lust, and my mind would break, and there would be all these moral problems, and I would just be a terrible person and feel terrible and have all these sexual frustrations and things. But she got out of a hot tub. I looked up because something moved, and then I went back to my book. So even on my first day, my mind was completely blown by how normal it all was. Because I struggled with pornography as a teenager. I really struggled. And I was, the classic American teenage boy. Whenever I would see an attractive woman, it could arouse me just from looking at this woman the wrong way. I understand it was all in my head. I was looking the wrong way. And that's what the problem was. And that first day at Indian Hills really taught me a lot about my mindset. I was already learning that from naturist content online, that this was possible in my own head, but actually living it out in person was a whole new dimension that was kind of life changing because of, yeah, because it showed that it wasn't just theoretical and an internet thing that I could do at home, but it was something that I could actually, not, what's the right word? It was actually possible to do in a social environment. I was raised to believe that it was impossible, but it's not only possible, it's easy. A lot of people don't understand how easy this is. So, lots and lots of positives. I continue to go back to Indian Hills to this day. I've had some good conversations with the guy who runs it, Tim. Good guy. I've had nothing but positive vibes and good experiences with him. Nothing to complain about. Couple of minus points for Indian Hills. There's no deep end in the pool, and I like to swim in the deep end. That's not a huge deal. That's just a me thing that I'm gonna have to work on. Being content with the fact that not everyone likes the same pool, the same kind of pool as I do. But that first day at Indian Hills, there was a lot of cigarette smoke, like a lot. I'm not a smoker. I care about my health, my lung health, all of the health things. I care about that a lot. I try to live healthfully. And if I had been anywhere else, I would have left because of the oppressive thickness of the cigarette smoke as the people gathered around the pool area. But ultimately, I decided it was worth it. Plus, I had spent, money on the day fee, and I wanted to stay. I wanted to have the experience. Now, on subsequent visits, I have not noticed as much cigarette smoke. There's still some cigarette smoke near the pool area the most recent time that I've been there, but it's nowhere near like it was in 2017. I have never experienced that again. Just to be clear, I'm not trying to rag on Indian Hills completely, but my first day, it was a lot. But since then, it hasn't been as bad. It hasn't been so bad. Well, that was my first time at a nudist, I was going to say naturist resort, but my first time at a clothing optional park. And my hope is that I'll have many more great experiences. Oh, now I've been to Cypress Cove near Orlando. They're in Kissimmee, Florida. I think it's Cypress Cove Family Nudist Resort or something along those lines. Fantastic place. I'll have to make a whole other video reviewing Cypress Cove. Just a beautiful, beautiful resort. Great people. Good amenities. I was about to start listing the amenities. It's an incredible place. Look them up. If you're in Florida, go check them out. My camera battery died, so welcome to the iPhone. Anyway, it seems I waxed too poetic about Cypress Cove. But that'll be pretty much it. I got the whole story in, and I'm really glad for that. Check me out on social media, Twitter, Instagram. Oh, by the way, Indian Hills is also on, what was it? I was going to forget one. Oh, I was going to forget Facebook. They're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Go give them a follow. Check them out. Check out the website as well. The website is louisiananudist.com. No caps or no caps. I was going to say no hyphens, dashes, or anything like that. It's just louisiananudist, one word, .com. louisiananudist.com. Like I said, I've had almost nothing but good experiences except for the cigarette smoke. Everything else has been fantastic at Indian Hills. Really nice place. No, it's not a 5-star vacation resort or something. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a nice little laid back place for you to go get your kid off and have a good time. And it's exactly that, exactly what it's supposed to be. So that'll be all for this video. Have a great week. Spend some time nude in nature if you can, and I will see you in the next video.